there's going to be a time where you may lose mental capacity, or there could be an event that happens that's out of your control, and now all your assets are tied up and your family members have to get a court order. It's really cost heavy and it's not too good for them, and it's stressful, especially when you're going through a lot where you've had a serious head injury or you've got dementia, and they might not even be a guarantee that they could make decisions on your health or also in terms of your finances. So you would think this is something to do when you get older, but in this instance, from the age of 18, it's something to start thinking about. Whether you can afford it, it's a different story, but what I'm talking about is enduring powers of attorney. So basically what an enduring power of attorney does is that they can make decisions on your affairs if you become incapacitated. There are powers of attorneys that could act immediately, but if you put in a clause in that says, hey, I'm not going to let this happen until this stage, and then it's just a matter of proving that, and then they can start taking action for your affairs. So with enduring powers of attorney, there's two types. There's one for personal welfare and there's one for property. With personal welfare, that's about making calls on your health, and they don't like to have more than one person on that because you don't want them debating over who's going to pull out the life support. Not something you want to have in the hospital where a whole lot of people are unsure or making a call because it's health and it's quick and you need to make decisions. So there's one person. Quite often partners would choose each other for that, and you always want to make sure that they understand what their duties are and also the process on how to actually implement that. The other thing is property. You can have more than one, so you can actually have a professional trustee company do this for you, but the idea with property is you want to have more than one, because let's say you choose your partner and you're both in an accident, so then you don't have someone that can make a call on your personal finances. So it's good to have more than one, and that's the idea. So if you have an enduring power of attorney, something happens, then they can make the call on your health, they can make decisions with your property, make sure it's looked after. The other thing to consider is you want to have everything in joint names if you're in a partnership, because it could take quite a long time before people access the money, or what if implementing the enduring power of attorney doesn't go to plan, or maybe you don't even have it. So if you have joint accounts, at least if something happens to you, your partner can start using the money. A funeral can cost anywhere between $10,000 and $20,000. So what I'll do as well, if you want to look at the different ways where you can get enduring powers of attorney, I'll include it in the description. There's a few different websites you can reach out. It doesn't have to be a cost-driven thing. Don't feel as though the money is going to stand between you and being able to look after yourself and your family. And you want to do it sooner rather than later, because there's something called testamentary capacity. So if you don't have the capacity to sign documentation, it could be too late. And we don't know. You've probably heard instances of people when they're young. I had a friend who was in my team. He passed away from a car crash. So a truck just came out. He was a passenger and he was in mid-20s. So you don't know what's going to happen. So you want to have the ability for your family to look after you and think ahead. So that's the idea of enduring powers of attorney. And if you want to check it out, there's a few links in the description and we'll go from there. So hope that was useful.